some guy who had to walk from, I don't know, fucking Guatemala all the way here, right? Because that's the only way you can afford it, right? Suddenly he walks into the U.S. and goes, cool, let me buy a house now.
Welcome to The Cauldron, a podcast hosted by Ed Bolden Greer and Jacob A. Garner. In each episode, Ed and Jacob will have free-flowing conversations about life, culture, and personal growth. Expect to hear from storytellers, authors, experts, life gurus, thought leaders, and influencers. The Cauldron is a place where concoctions of a lot of ideas are brewed down to potions that are sometimes important and useful, sometimes eccentric and bizarre, but always just what you need. The Cauldron podcast may contain explicit language and thematic elements not suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
No thought too dumb.
No question too deep.
The conversation starts here. Welcome to The Cauldron.
Hey, Jacob, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. No, I've got a sinus infection, as you probably hear. And then you just flew in. So for the listeners who don't know, Ed and Jared just flew down for a conference in Florida. And I'm not exaggerating. The days that they were leaving, the Bradford pear trees were just starting to bud, but hadn't fully bloomed yet. So that meant that when Ed and Jared flew back into Knoxville, a literal wall of pollen has attacked them both.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for those who know, the Bradford pears are the start of my sinus and allergy season.
Mm-hmm.
And I start taking allergy medicine on Valentine's Day and end taking it on Independence Day.
Wow.
While I was in Florida, no allergies.
Well,
Well, unless we were in the hot tub and I got a whiff of chlorine up my right nostril and I thought I was going to die. I thought it was burning my brain out.
jeez.
And so as soon as I get back, I think all of the pollen in all of Knoxville went to my right nostril because it burned. I think it got raw or something. And then, it was awful last night.
Well, I'm telling you, everybody's sick at the school, at the clinic. Litho was sick last week, low-grade fever, had to skip the class and everything. Ollie's been fighting a sinus infection. Pretty sure, are they contagious? I'm an idiot.
Sinus infections are not typically contagious, no. You also typically don't have a fever with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just miserable.
Yeah, they're not fun, man.
So,
anyway, how have you been, dude? I haven't seen you in a week or
I
so.
know. I took most of Thursday. Well, I wound up working a lot on Thursday too, but I tried to take Thursday off to get ready for the trip.
Yeah, the conference.
Yeah. And so we left Friday morning. We were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry. Words. We were there Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, and we came back yesterday evening, Monday evening, for the listeners Monday.
It means you were traveling for your birthday.
I
That
was.
sucks.
Yeah,
Man.
I know.
Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. As you know, though, this meeting happens the same time every year. So for the past 4 years, it's been on my birthday. Next year,
Plans for your birthday?
we have not made plans except that it will not be that weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah,
It'll be sometime coming up. Yeah. I will say, I did get you were there.
Yeah.
I did get my birthday presents from Jared today, and I'm just going to tell you, he knocked it out of the park.
They're truly just badass. And that post you made on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Very sweet.
Absolutely.
Very, very sweet. But the gifts are cool too.
I'm not going to say I cried, but...
Yeah, we know you did. You should
Yeah.
post on your social media the gifts so that way our listeners get to look at
I
them.
think I will. So for a lot of you know this already, but I'm really into the witch vibe since I write about witches.
What?
Yeah.
You?
And so he bought me this wonderful grimoire that I can actually write in. He's bought me several, and his mother bought me one, and they're just so beautiful, and the pages are handmade, and like the paper is handmade. And so I'm just like, I don't want to mess these up. But this one, actually, I can take paper out and put it in, and it's more my style of if I mess up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then he bought me a grimoire stand.
Yes.
Which is a wooden hand-carved grimoire stand. And then he bought me, I had never seen this deck before, but a deck of tarot cards that they feel amazing, like the energy and the texture and everything. I think they may become my favorite.
I mean, they, even just from an outside perspective, they look beautiful.
Well, Jacob, you would only touch the book. You wouldn't actually let me hand you the tarot cards.
Well, they got this like cool gold like writing around the edges of the cards.
Yeah.
And the designs themselves look pretty badass.
They're badass. So, what have you been up to?
A fuck ton of nothing, man. I mean, honestly, you know what's been really exciting is how well the class has been growing.
Your self-defense class.
And
new location.
New location,
That's
hero, athletics, and it just keeps growing and growing. I think that we're really flourishing in this spot. And that's kind of been where a lot of my attention's been. Also, you know it, at the end of this month, I'm going on a cruise again with Zach. I'm super excited about that.
We fear, no, you don't have any fear. Let me just say this. There are many of us fear that Jacob may not get to come back.
I know.
Where are you cruising to, Jacob?
They just, in defiance of Mother Nature and God, they've built their own private island called Celebration Key. Carnival has, and it's I forget the actual island looks like a palm tree or a sun or something like that.
Oh, I thought you were going to the Epstein Island.
No. That's actually they only let you there if you're a card carrying Republican, but
or a young girl.
Yeah. And then
sorry, redact that.
Yeah, just redact that.
Don't
Don't release that file, audio file. Anyway, I am also going to Nassau, which I think Nassau's all right. It's too kitschy for me. I don't really like it that much. I might just stay on the boat, to be 100% honest with you, when we're in Nassau. And then I think the last one is Princess Cay, which is an island that we've been scheduled to go to twice, but the weather was bad every time. So hopefully this time we get lucky.
Been to Nassau.
Yeah, the Haymarket, it's cool.
Good. It's a little commercial.
Yeah,
especially when you're getting right off the boat.
Oh yeah.
So, are you all planning on dressing like twins this time?
Of course.
And are you going to do the thing where you dress alike and stand in the hallway?
Yes. Yeah. Like the Shining Twins. Yeah, that's one of our favorites, especially when you get like a dude who's nearing the limit of his daily drink package, stumbling through a hallway seeing two identical twins.
So you just mentioned something I want to think about here for a minute. I know that most people, how do you all afford the unlimited drink package? Because I know that's what you have to get.
No, we actually don't get the drink package.
You just pay for the drink?
We just pay for it a la carte, mainly because, and this is the logic me and Zach have, right? And it may be irrational, but we have this fear of one of us falling off of the boat. Even though we're only 5'5", and the railing comes up to like right like below my nipples, just about. I would have to like launch myself over, but we're always really afraid of that. And I forget, we look it up every time how many daily drinks you're allowed to have. It's like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old, Ed. I can't be drinking like that anymore, man. Otherwise, the rest of the cruise is just ruined.
Yeah.
I like to maintain a very steady buzz with beer throughout the entire day. And maybe late in the evening, if we have a nice dinner, I'll get a cocktail. And then that's
to push you over.
Just to push me over to get me ready to go to sleep, and then I'm done.
I got you. Yeah. Well, I as I said, we're a little concerned that you might not be able to come back into the country.
I know.
So I want you to take extra documentation.
Well, Ice Barbie's out. So, you know.
The orange Day Glow peanut isn't. No,
that's true.
Daddy Dumpy Pants.
You know, the fun part about it is, I was thinking about this too. My uncle, Kabe, he's actually from Iran. He came here during the initial revolution in like 79 or 80, and that's he ends up coming to the United States, joining the Air Force, getting a citizenship. That's how he ended up meeting my Aunt Ruth in Cali. But he's actually like worried because he's been like posting like a lot of like anti-bombing and like this is awful, but he still absolutely hates the regime. But he's worried that he's gonna get thrown into Facebook jail and then in real jail because he read about that story about that guy in Tennessee that posted a meme of Trump telling everybody just to get over it after a shooting or something like that, and he got thrown in jail for it. Do you remember that?
No.
Dude, so yeah, this when Charlie Kirk got killed, this dude, it's like in his 40s, randomly posted a meme on Facebook quoting Trump directly, saying, "Well, we'll have to get over it," in response to the Parkland school shooting, right? So it was kind of like one of those, I think, kind of tit for tat things. It's not very helpful, but it was a meme that he posted. The sheriff in his county actually arrested him on domestic terrorist charges, claiming that he was threatening to shoot up a school. Now that entire sheriff's department is getting the shit sued out of
Oh, yeah. Well, Tim, I didn't know this previously. I'm just going to be real honest. Charlie Kirk was not somebody, I peripherally knew who he was.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way most of America was. He was not a Martin Luther King type individual. And now Tennessee has a bill that every state school would have a hall or something
Named after
him. And I mean, he's not like a great civil rights leader or anything. He was barely a religious leader.
Barely.
Like most of the stuff that he talked about was hinged on religion, but wasn't religious in nature.
No. Yeah.
And it certainly wasn't biblical.
No. I mean, as much as he wanted it to be. I think the thing with Kirk, being compared to Martin Luther King doesn't make any sense, is he is a reactionary influencer.
Yeah, that's the word I would have used. He was a semi-popular news
Podcaster.
Yeah, but on a religious social
tinge
to it.
No, yeah. I don't know. I think we'll look back, and it's so sad because there actually are some pretty decent Republicans I feel like you could lionize if you really wanted to, like John McCain.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Yeah, I think you could have passed a bill and done things for him. Charlie Kirk, really? And you know what's wild?
Well, but the fact that they're not doing something for McCain, who served this country in all aspects.
Literally, yeah. Was locked in a prison and POW camp in Vietnam, for God's sakes.
Well, let's go back any further. Volunteered, was it?
Oh, yeah. And he came from high blue blood, too. And he chose combat roles. Like it was nuts. Anyway, it's a here or there.
Did you hear that King Charles's sons served in the military?
Shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I wonder what's going on in England, anyway.
I don't know. I just think that goes to prove that, we don't have a king here.
Oh, you want to play the game?
Yeah. You go first.
All right.
Excuse me.
This is actually really funny when I saw it, and I knew I had to ask you. How many times did you sneeze yesterday? Let's just a rough ballpark. Even on a good day, without allergies being a thing, I feel like you're in the double digits easy.
Yesterday I had I don't know whether this would be counted on this day or not because I don't really know what time. Before I went to bed Sunday, so I don't know if it was after midnight or right after that, but I'm going to count it on this thing. I had a sneezing fit because we had gone to the hot tub and I'd burned my nostril. Somehow, I didn't even go into the water or anything. It's just immediately.
It's like a chemical burn.
Yeah, immediately I smelled chlorine and it was causing me to sneeze. And when I got back to the room and I took a shower, I got out and I used nose spray.
Yeah.
And I sneezed about 20 times.
Oof.
And then I went to sleep. I slept pretty good, actually. The hot tub was pretty good.
Nice.
Bed was awful, but hot tub was good.
Hey.
And then I sneezed some more. And then I thought I was going to sneeze on the whole flight back.
Yeah.
But I sneezed in the airport bathroom about 10 times because there was some kind of deodorizer that was just like, ugh. And here again, same feeling.
Just that one nostril.
That one nostril was terrorizing me. And then as soon as I got back into Knoxville and got one whiff of air, like you had described earlier, a wall of Bradford pear sperm.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hit me. And I sneezed a lot before I went to bed. And I woke up about 3 o'clock this morning with about 15 sneezes in a row. And they were the kind that shakes your whole body.
So, I mean, just doing the back of the napkin math, you were approaching 40.
40 or 50, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
For those of you who don't sneeze, I mean, sometimes a good sneeze is a good sneeze.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Oh, yeah.
These did not feel good.
They're holding you hostage.
They're holding me hostage. Okay. This one is a food question.
Okay.
What food have you not eaten for years?
I haven't eaten in years.
Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But something that you, I guess, did eat before, but you haven't eaten it for years.
I think the easy answer would be something like that I absolutely did not like black licorice or something.
Oh.
But I think a more interesting answer, you know how like your allergies and your tolerances change as you get older? Well, right around 28 or 29, for whatever reason, I noticed that I was getting very irritated whenever I ate bananas, like raw bananas.
Oh, dude, I'd die.
Dude, I used to eat like 5 bananas a day, especially when I was trading a bunch. That was like the easiest snack, breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between it all. But yeah, I can't eat it anymore. I haven't eaten bananas in like 2 or 3 years.
But didn't you tell me once that it caused just you to have like a raw sore mouth?
Yeah.
But no other allergy foods?
No, but
So
and then
that must
also
be
my
free.
throat
Oh.
would like start to get really irritated. Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, that sucks. But
So you're
if it's
saying
cooked,
you're saying a banana irritated your throat?
Yeah,
Maybe
dude.
you're not eating them the right way.
how else am I supposed to eat it? All right, I got an animals question.
Okay.
You have to change your first name to the name of an animal. Which animal do you choose?
Oh Lord. So you know who I am. So part of you just went, okay, let's a big cat.
Yeah.
You know, but I went lion, golden, cheetah, golden.
Tiger.
Tiger. I'd probably do something like tiger or something.
I know. One of my clients says that her grandson's name is Tiger.
Well, tiger would.
But yeah.
What would you?
I mean, X-Files, obviously, so I'd be Fox.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Like that would be my answer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So this is famous people. Which famous person would you least trust to manage your finances?
Oh, come on. That's such a low-hanging fruit. Avowed businessman, Donald J. Trump, probably.
Art of the deal.
Art of the deal. I think if it had to be somebody that wasn't a low-hanging fruit, I don't know. I don't have a specific name, but I've been seeing these weird clips online of these gambling influencers. They're like Gen Z people that are on all of these predictive marketing apps like Kalshi and where you can like bet on literally anything. And they have some settings. I watched one the other day where this guy just randomly would walk up to people on the street and he goes, heads or tails? And they go heads. And he bets like $500 on a digital coin flip. And he goes, hey, you just helped me win. Thank you so much. Or like he loses. And I just sit there and I think to myself, if I had anybody in charge of my finances, those guys would be at the very bottom of the list easily.
I can absolutely understand that. A couple things that I'll bring up. First, today is our lovely Lena Perkins' birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday, Lena.
For our listeners, we interact with her a lot, but for our listeners, she hasn't been on the podcast yet, but she is the voice of Aunt Ruby B on the Ravensville podcast.
She is.
We work with her a lot. Also, let's see. And just, I think you all know we're intimately involved with Appalachian Horror Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had a goal for some time to get to 1,000 followers. To get to 1,000 followers on Appalachian Horror Fest's Facebook page before June 1st. We did a big campaign over the past 2 weeks, and we're sitting right now at 908.
Damn.
I would love to get there by the end of May so that we meet that goal. So if you would, go out and
Follow us.
follow us at Appalachian Horror Fest.
Tell your friends to follow us if you're
Yep.
already following us.
Yeah, put it out there. We are so close to 1,000. And as you all know, sponsors and vendors and people alike really look for engagement.
Yes, they do.
So,
Which, by the way, I don't know, we may cut this, I don't know, but shout out to AJ. Speaking of sponsors, holy shit.
we've acquired a second sponsor representative, and AJ Mason has been just absolutely knocking it out of the park. So
Just incredible.
shout out to AJ. We really appreciate you.
This is shaping up to be a dope as hell AHF, dude.
Absolutely.
I think, honestly, the way I'm looking at it is, the previous three have been leading up to this one.
Yeah.
You know what I
think
mean?
so too. Something, I will refrain from using names, but something that we are finding interesting is if you go back and you look at our executive summary for the 2025 Horror Fest, we had a lot of successes.
Mhm.
I mean, it was a new way of doing things,
Oh, yeah.
but we had a lot of successes, and so we know that the pathway to success in the things that we do is our ability to take care of people. And I think we do a fairly good job of that.
Oh, yeah.
We got very high ratings in post-event surveys last year, and vendors that are wanting to come back and everything. And we see some larger cons in the area and surrounding area who we know that they kind of watch us. We don't know why, because we're not in competition with them.
No.
But we just found out one of them has a storytelling thing going on now.
Shut the fuck
Yeah. And we also, and they said we've done it for the past year, and no evidence of that. We can't find it. And so imitation is the greatest form of flattery. That's where I'm
It's
sitting
true.
with it. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And then we sent out an email last year to all of our sponsors and vendors. And I got an email because we happened to be a vendor this year, not a sponsor. And it was almost word for word what I put out last year.
Shut the fucking door, dude. Oh, my God.
And that, that's not
They hate
to
us
call
because they hate us, bro.
that's not here again. That's not to call anybody out. And I'm going on that concept that imitation is the highest form of flattery. And if it improves the quality of people's lives that go to these cons, look, thumbs up.
You're a lot more positive than I am. Because to me, I'd be like, okay, that's fun. Although, to be fair, maybe they look at all of the hard work that we've been doing, and that's why they're ripping us off. We've done the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I guess if I stop being petty for a second, it is good because if there are other places, other conventions or whatever that are doing storytelling, that just enriches this part of the country more and more.
Yep. I mean, think about it. You and I and Jared have been all over the region doing cons and festivals, and we've not always been treated well.
No.
And so
I think that's why our vendors were so happy with us last year.
And so if that improves, it improves our lives too.
Yeah, that's true.
So whatever.
I remember I think the funniest part of imitation in my personal life that I saw somebody do. So in the sport of like MMA and everything, it's really common that people get a bunch of tattoos. You know, obviously I'm no exception. And there was a guy who this heel hook tattoo that I've got on the back of my right ankle. That was an original.
Oh, the side of the dick tattoo? Or
no, that's way lower? South from the dick tattoo.
Yeah.
It's about where the nuts would hang, I would assume. But that tattoo was originally a joke that I had come up with. It was an original concept. Sneeze number 29. 30 coming up. That's 30. Can we get 31, Bob? 31? The sneeze is right. Head holding
Not quite today.
Anyway, there was a dude that came in with a tattoo very similar to it, but different style, and he claimed that he had it before I did, which I was like, dude, that's such a weird thing to lie about, because like anybody that gets a tattoo, you could take a photo. Like most people take a photo the day that they get the tattoo. I had gotten it 5 years before this guy.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the guy that wears the Trump lanyard at Memento. I mean, he's just following your footsteps.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. He's been ripping off my MAGA hat swag for a minute.
Fuck you. Fuck him. Fuck him twice.
By the way, just since we brought him up, do you want... we also talked about call sheet and everything. What's the over-under? What do you think gas is going to top out at? Because as of recording right now, gas was $3.29 or something like that.
I think we'll probably see a 50 cent to 75 cent increase very soon. And
I think by the end of the month, it'll probably... We're recording right now in the middle of March. I bet you by the end of March, it'll probably be closer to about $4.50 a gallon, at least here in Tennessee. If you're listening from anywhere else out in the country... You know, Tennessee typically has the cheapest gas in the nation. So if you're from outside of this state, write in and tell us how much you guys are paying.
Yeah, go to our Facebook page, and in the comments, just tell us where you're at and how much you're paying for gas right now. And then we'll ask again in a month. Well, it won't exactly probably be a month because one of the things we need to talk about, this is our second to the last episode of this season.
We realized that when we got ready to record today. We're like, hold on a minute. And, you know, honestly, just to talk about the gas thing, the moral bottom for...
You know a lot about being bottom.
Especially moral bottoms.
That's an oral bottom.
The depravity that a lot of these MAGA supporters have. I love that they're like, oh yeah, the misogyny, the xenophobia, the blatant racism, the complete contempt for the Constitution. I'm okay with all of that. But now that gas has gotten more expensive, that was the thing that dumped them, which, by the way, yesterday, they've already started, I don't know who's doing it. They were probably waiting for a long time. Do you remember those annoying-ass Biden stickers that they used to put
I did this.
Yeah, I did that. I'm now starting to see a shit ton of Trump stickers with the same thing.
You know, you get what you serve.
Yeah.
You get what you serve.
Oh, my God.
You know what I had? I actually sent you a picture of it.
Let me see.
I sent it on Saturday evening. I had the best lemon sorbet.
It was so funny. Right when you sent it to me, I was getting ready to watch a movie with Oliver, and then I looked down, and my eyes immediately locked onto Sorbet, and then I started to doubt myself in my head, like, fuck, is that the Sorbet or Sorbet? Like, sherbet? It's one of those things that my brain just cannot figure out why.
It's because somebody told you that you said it wrong, jokingly, and you recorded it in your brain the wrong way so that...
Holy shit, what if Zach actually was the architect behind this
I guarantee.
To get back at me for the years I got him with the other shit. Damn it.
I guarantee. It really sounds like him. So I thought that today we could talk a little bit about the war, because, I mean, I'm just going to be honest, nobody knows a lot about it.
Nope.
Not commissioned, if you will, by Congress, not approved by Congress. And I will say the narratives that are being delivered now, we've been in this war for 47 years. Didn't need congressional approval. I mean, what?
I know. There's two major points I want to make because I am of a split mind on this, right? While I completely disagree with Trump's repeated flaunting of any legal norms when it comes to declaring war. We saw it with Venezuela, and now we're seeing it with Iran. I completely disagree with how he's doing it, but at the same time, too, Iran was not a good, that was pretty rough for a lot of people. I mean, it was a dictatorship, and I think you could have made an argument that something like this should have been done at any point over the last 47 years, if you're completely okay with the wholesale slaughter of innocent people. But war is a messy business. But at the same time, too, I was actually talking to my downstairs neighbor, because me and him get along.
That is not code for anything. He actually has a downstairs neighbor.
Yeah, and he is a lovely man. I celebrate. He's from Morocco. I celebrate Ramadan with him for the last 2 or 3 years now, and Eid al-Bada, which is like the end of it. And I was actually eating dinner with him because they have to fast all day till the sun goes down. He knocks on my door. I go down there and I go eat some food. And naturally, we start talking about what's going on in Iran. And I said, I'll just say his first initial, because he actually is really worried about ICE. He's only been here for a few years. I was talking to A, and I said, A, how long do you think this war is going to last? You know, our administration in the U.S. thinks it'll take like maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And A brought up something that I don't think a lot of people have considered. He said, if you wanted this to just be really quick and over, explain to me why you would kill a religious titan, like a super religious leader of a nation, during the holiest holiday, during Ramadan.
Yep.
And just kill it. As if he said, you guys instantly, meaning the U.S., you guys instantly made this man a martyr, right? And unlike Venezuela, that's not like a religious theocracy the way Iran was. In Venezuela, they just kind of go, well, yeah, the dictator's gone, whatever. You killed what would be the equivalent to A's thing. Is like, imagine on Easter, somebody killed the Pope. Like, how pissed would people be, effectively? So, I mean, yeah, he doesn't think that this is ever going to end, at least within the next year or so.
Yeah, I have that fear too. I'm more afraid that whatever this is, war has changed.
Yes, it definitely has.
And I am more afraid that the people, the innocent people in Iran, are going to be the ones who pay the price physically.
They already are.
Lives.
How many school children have we killed now?
27?
Yeah.
I mean,
they just keep.
I mean, there were 27 girls in one school area that I know we killed.
I was just listening to New York Times today. We hit a school that was right next to a naval base and killed 100 and something.
Oh,
people.
I haven't heard of that.
I don't know how many were children. If it was even one, that's one too many. You know, it's something really interesting that I was hearing from, oh God, I forget the news organization. It's left-leaning, but I was listening to him give his assessment of it. Have you heard about how AI is being used in this war?
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of the missiles that are computer guided are using AI systems, right? And there was a very clear example of how inaccurate AI can be, because apparently there was a park in Iran, literally just called Police Park. And it's not like there was a police academy or a police station there. It was literally just named Police Park when you look at the translation. Had like a couple of trees. It wasn't even like a big park. It was probably about the size of this parking lot right here, right? And it was far from any actual target of interest. but 3 or 4 different missiles struck this place. And the theory is that AI just saw the name being translated to police because we're attacking their civilian infrastructure, destroying a lot of their police headquarters and everything. And that they're like, yeah, clearly the AI thought that this was a police target. And they're also thinking that these schools that are being bombed by the US in Iran, that they're using outdated information. That apparently one of the schools used to be a military barracks like 8 years ago and then turned into an elementary school. And because the AI is not up to date with the latest intelligence, which is wild considering that it's Mossad and the CIA doing this, it just thought, okay, cool, we're going to blow up this school. It's so fucked up, man.
I don't know.
I will say, do you know what the one silver lining is out of all this?
There's a silver lining?
Yeah, believe it or not. You know how you keep hearing about the drone strikes from Russia going into Ukraine, hitting like children's hospitals and Kiev and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
The specific drones that Russia was using were made, bought, paid for, and shipped out of Iran to Russia. So, I mean, now that we're leveling Iran to the ground, that means Russia won't have these drones anymore. At least not as many of them, which I think is one sort of silver lining if you really have to look. Like my grandma says occasionally, when times are this bad, a silver lining turns into a gold mine. You got to take what you can get. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't have enough knowledge about geopolitics to speak too much about this. I just think that this is a horrible quagmire that we've ran ourselves into. And I thought about this too. Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney would have loved to have done what the Trump administration just did back when they were in power.
Yeah.
They would have absolutely loved to do it. But you know what's crazy? You know why they didn't? They still believed in the institutions and following the laws and the norms that the administrations have followed for 250 years almost. It turns out that if they just didn't give a damn, like the Trump administration doesn't, they could have done whatever the fuck that they wanted to do. Which is crazy to say in a vacuum, that Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney were more controlled than the Trump administration when it comes to war.
I'm going to show you a picture. Do you know who that is?
That's Nick Fuentes, isn't it?
Yeah. Guess who no longer supports Trump?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Nick Fuentes
just came out as...
He's a huge anti-Semite.
Yep.
He believes that this is, and I just got to say this. I have a few friends that are still active military, and I know quite a few veterans, right? Just due to the nature of my hobby, I know quite a few.
We have family.
Yep.
And
yeah,
that are veterans.
And I've reached out to all of them privately via text message to be like, you guys good? What's going on? Trying to get my finger on the pulse. I'm like, hey, send me a selfie real quick and see what the background looks like, see where they're at. One thing that's very interesting is just they are all, every last one of them, and I know this is a microcosm, but I think it speaks to something bigger. Every last one of them brings up how they don't want to die for Israel. They all believe that this is all orchestrated by the Israeli government.
I think it goes even deeper than that. I think that the geopolitics, as you referenced earlier, and all of the things, if you look at, let's just go and scope down on one thing for a moment, the Epstein files. They still haven't released all of the Epstein files.
This dude would rather start 2 different wars than just release these damn files.
38,000 times he's already in the files that have been released.
Oh yeah.
But let's just look at that. All of the world leaders that are in those files are wanting us to be distracted.
Mm-hmm.
How do people keep power? It's by making people afraid.
It's very true. It's very true. I think that on another positive note, at least for us, starting another war like this and the prices of fuel shooting up. I mean, again, if we as Democrats lose the midterms,
midterms, I don't think.
I've been wrong in the past.
I have been too. It appears to me that the people who are on the opposite side of the aisle from us that are resigning quickly are people who know they will not be reelected.
No, yeah.
And they also know that if they are not seeking reelection, they're not in harm's way.
Can I ask you a question because I know you're religious?
Yeah.
I mean, do you think, because I've talked to a few people that are pretty religious, they don't really know my beliefs, but some of them, they're like, yeah, this is terrible, but no, this is how the end times get brought about.
I don't believe in that. Here's what I'll say and why I say it. If you look at Revelations as like a true story, then you're looking for a specific event to happen that causes the end and destruction of all things.
Okay.
But that's not what Revelations is. Okay? When we talk about the end of days, okay, we're not talking about the destruction of humanity. When we talk about Revelations, we're talking about a spiritual reckoning. Okay? In which, well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay. So ever so often we get word. This is really hard to talk about. Ever so often we get social media acknowledgement that the rapture is going to happen on a certain day.
Yeah, doomsday prophecies.
Yeah, doomsday prophecies, and they never do.
Nope.
Okay. The issue is the final days isn't the end of life or the end of life as we know it. It's the rapture. Okay? And that's when the dead in Christ shall rise. You've heard that many times. You used to be in church. And so we're really talking about the rapture. And there's not 3 horsemen of the apocalypse that are going to ride. Those are metaphors for things that will happen, okay? And so there is a large percentage of people who believe that we've already lived through what we might call the end of days, okay? But I don't believe that it's going to be everyone turning into angels, because angels were created, not born.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't think that we're anywhere near that, because if you read it literally, which it's not supposed to be read literally, it is very clearly a vision. Okay. If you read it literally, the earth is going to be destroyed and blah 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 blah, which might happen. But why are we worried about that?
Yeah,
it's going to happen regardless.
Well, and from my experience when I used to study and teach this stuff, one reoccurring theme that always came up was that nobody knows. It's by design. You're not supposed to.
Not supposed to know. No one knows.
Like,
that's what he says.
Just the way it is. I don't know. But I did find that very interesting. It almost makes you feel like it's this might be a real hot take, but some of the people that I'm seeing that are completely okay with the destruction and death going on in the Middle East and then signing it off as like, well, it's supposed to happen for the end of times. Sounds like you're in a death cult. Yeah. It sounds like you're in a cult that is actively cheering for everybody to die in some sort of nuclear war. Like, that's not the sweet message that I think a lot of people interpret it to be like.
Right. This may not have been the best subject for us to talk about today when my brain's fired on one brain cell.
Yeah.
But I think that the stagnant religious, conservative, MAGA people are wanting it to be the end of days.
Oh yeah.
Because they believe that if it ends today, they're going to be okay. I watched this thing on TikTok a lot. It's an ongoing series, and it's about the help H-E-L-L-P, help desk, and it's got demons and angels and everything that are. And in this scenario, most of the people that work the help desk are coming out of paradise down to work the help desk. And I just find it funny that that we believe that we can look at people when God said all people are people, right? We can look at people of color, brown people, and we can say they don't get to be included. We can look at alternate religions, and they don't get to be included. We can look at trans people, and they don't get to be included. We can look at gay people, and they don't get to be included. And we could combine that all into queer people, but and that's not what God said.
No.
Those people, I think, are going to have a very eye-opening experience when they get to the pearly gates, because judge not, you know?
Lest ye be judged. I always used to teach when I was a Sunday school teacher, and it was something that I was really disgusted with when I was teaching. It was just the sectarianism for religion was so obnoxious, even under the umbrella of Christianity. You know, there were some Christians I met that didn't even think Catholics were Christians. You know? And I said, guys, when we make it up to heaven, they're not going to say, all right, down on the left, that's where the Baptists go. Over there on the right, past the water fountain, that's where the Methodists are going to be at. You know, stay in your neighborhood. They're not going to do that.
No.
You know,
we are all one in his eyes.
Oh my God! By the way, I got a book. One of my regulars gave it to me. It's called Christian Apologetics, and it's like how to explain Christianity to people that are non-believers, and then how to like understand what happens to people that are good but aren't Christians. Like it came completely out of left field. I had no idea why this client felt like I needed this book.
Oh, you need it.
I don't talk about religion in session. I try my hardest to avoid it. So.
He just felt the flames.
That's what it was.
I've been thinking a lot about this topic, as you know, for many, many months and years. But I have a reference name for it now.
Okay.
Unintentional cults.
Unintentional cults. I think that's pretty good.
I think that these mega churches have become unintentional cults.
Yep.
I don't think that the people who attend intended to join a cult, but that the leaders, regardless of what denomination you're talking about, because I see it in a lot of denominations, these very charismatic leaders begin to create their following into a cult.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's very dangerous.
Mm.
But on the other side, I think we should have religious freedom.
Yeah.
And the freedom of speech. You know?
It's a two-edged sword. I definitely wish that, because I agree, I think anybody should be able to believe whatever they want, even though I may disagree with it fundamentally. But God, I just wish that it could stay the fuck out of my politics and policy making for my country. That's the worst part for me.
One of the content creators that I follow a lot said this: it doesn't take anything away from you if two men love each other and get married. Nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you anything. It's no additional tax money from you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't interfere with you at all. Just because they believe differently than you. Someone who's from another country coming in, just because they want and believe in the American way, doesn't take anything away from you. It's already been proven. They're not taking your jobs away.
No.
They're not taking slots in school away from you.
Mm-hmm. Or like buying up all the houses.
That's corporate America.
I was going to say, that's one of the weirdest things I've heard anybody say. Like some guy who had to walk from, I don't know, fucking Guatemala all the way here, right? Because that's the only way you can afford it, right? suddenly he walks into the U.S. and goes, "Cool, let me buy a house."
And so, and I could just keep going on and on and on. And they finished up with this like thing. It was like a time line of women being able to open their own bank accounts in like 19, my brain's not working at it, 19, whatever it was, all the way to 2025 or 2024, when women, and this is literally how it was said, women gave up the right to autonomy of their body.
Yeah.
And it makes me very sad.
It makes me sad too. I hope that by the time this episode comes out, that there's a Sorry, I'm doing a fucking cough lozenge. I hope that by the time this episode comes out, there is some sort of end to the war, but there's no way. I can't see it happening because they doubled down. Do you know who they selected as their supreme leader? The son of the man we just killed.
With the same name.
Yeah, same name, and apparently he's even more hardline than his father was.
Yeah.
So good luck.
Good luck.
I actually was just speaking to somebody at a bar last week who just last year they got out of the Navy. They were stationed in Bahrain, where those bases and military installations are getting destroyed left and right. And as a way to like kind of ease the tension, I was like, man, I bet you were super stoked to not be in Bahrain right now. And she kind of looked like glassy-eyed at me and was staring past me. She goes, yeah, but a lot of my friends are still there.
It's sad.
Sorry about that. Another drink. Sorry about that. My bad.
I think that when we begin talking about politics in the United States today, it would behoove us to also say it's not forever.
Nope.
Not forever. That I listened to a podcast, which is outside my normal realm, called We Can Do Hard Things.
Yeah.
It's 3 women that their podcast is very uplifting for me.
That's good.
And it's not horror. That's why it's outside my normal world. And I'm going to give them a shout out. They're not a sponsor, but I'm going to give them a shout out. If you want to hear more about the Epstein files, they did 2 episodes on who Epstein is and why he is where he's at, or where he was, And then they did 2 episodes on the Epstein files themselves and why nobody wants them to be let loose.
There's a conspiracy theory right now that Mossad has videos and picture evidence of Trump doing things on Epstein file. And then that's why they were kind of like, look, you're going to get in this war with us, or we're going to release it. And Trump would soon rather bomb a school in Iran than have those get released.
Well, I will say this. I think it was funny. I know not everybody are super fans of the Clintons. I've always kind of thought that they were okay as far as political leaders go. They're not great, but
grade them on a scale with other politicians.
I'd say 7 out of 10. 8 maybe. I'd put Hillary Clinton at 8. I don't care that she's a bitch. That's what we need.
Yeah.
But I think that it was really telling if you watched any of the committee meetings where either of them testified. They went in and said, hey, let's get this, let's publicize it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it in public. And nobody wanted to do that. And then leaks happened.
Yep.
And one phrase that President Clinton said has stuck with me. He said, look, I have not always been the right person. I have not always been the person I should be. But I know what I've done and what I haven't done. And I am here today because the people who were harmed, the victims, need resolution.
I think that completely backfired for the people that wanted the Clintons to get skewered.
Yeah, because they didn't. They couldn't.
Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. I think that if you look at most politicians, Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or whatever, most of those people have knowledge that they're going into the public eye, and they keep a level of accountability because they know it can backfire at any time. And then you have people who think they can get away with everything, and because they can get away with everything, because they've always gotten away with everything, they feel like they don't have to follow the same rules.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do next season?
Next season? I don't know, man. If we're still here.
We've already been approved. You should go ahead and make that announcement.
Oh, no, I meant we don't die.
If we haven't been...
If AI or nuclear...
Well, go ahead and make the announcement.
Hey, guys, we've been approved for an additional season.
Season 5, coming at you.
Coming at you. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be a shortage of things to talk about, for sure.
One of the things that I think we should probably dive into a little bit more than we have this season. We've had way too many things to talk about this season.
Yeah.
But I really want to go back to doing some of the cryptid and.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Are you there for it?
Oh yeah, dude. I've been obsessed with squawk recently. The Pennsylvania Allegheny Mountain cryptid that just cries a bunch.
Yeah.
Little creature. Like squawk.
I can just sit over here and cry in the background.
Just a sniveling mess.
That's what I sound like right now, anyway. So I think that we can get back to our roots a little bit that way. Not totally. Obviously, people love the format that we have now, but I think that it'd be fun to go back and do some of those things.
Well, I'm telling you right now, too, at the current rate that AI keeps progressing, there's going to be some dystopian stuff I get to talk about by the time this comes out or the next season starts. So it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. So, guys, we're going to get off here because neither one of us feel really good today.
Yeah,
we've done our best.
We've done our best. We did it for you guys.
We did it for you guys. We do want to say that we appreciate you guys listening to us and giving us feedback, and we've really enjoyed bringing this season to you. Next episode will be our season finale, and as you know, we do something dumb and weird every time. So we don't know what that's going to be, or maybe we do and we're not telling you. But we appreciate you all, and we're going to sign off, and I'm probably going to go home and take a nap.
I'm going to blow my nose so loud that you hit pause.
So we love you guys. Thank you so much. Like, listen, follow, and subscribe. We really need subscribers. It's free to subscribe.
It's free. It's the only subscription you have access to that's probably free. Come on.
We're getting lots of listens, but not a lot of subscribes. So please subscribe. We love you guys.
All right. Peace. Bye.
Now, family, you adults have a few chores to do. Go on over to ravensvale.com and see about doing your chores on social media. Follow us on all the social media platforms that we've made available just for you folks. Like, listen, subscribe, and follow wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you don't mind, leave us a good rating and a kind comment. You can find The Cauldron on your favorite podcast platform. And again, make sure you hit that follow button to stay up to date with our latest episodes.
The Cauldron is a production of Small Raven Media. Today's episode was hosted by Ed Bolden Greer and Jacob A. Garner. Audio engineering and sound design by Nick Devan at Nicky D Sound. Copyrighted 2025, Small Raven Media. All rights reserved.